Good afternoon. It is June 14th, 2019. It's Friday afternoon. This is Kimberley Buckler. I'm with Spirit and Soul Healing here in Cochrane, Alberta. Today we're going to talk about being an empath, and it sort of cross covers some of the other topics I've talked about lately, and hoping you have a better understanding what it's like to be an empath, how we can work with it, and keep our sanity at the same time. So I'm going to go back 2 weeks ago on a Saturday no, sorry, it was 1 week ago. On a Saturday, I hit two blurbs during the day. One was in the morning, one was in the afternoon. Extreme anxiety, depression. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Each time it was a little bit different. And normally when I get hit with stuff globally, it's all day long. And this time it was in two different sprees, and they got zapped with something later in the day. So what I did with one of them was I was able to lie on the table. I had the time, lied on the healing table, did some energy work with spirit, and helped to calm my energy field. And when I got up, I felt a lot better. Now, being an empath is a person that feels things externally, internally, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And sometimes we wonder if we're butt crazy, and we really aren't, because we can be walking down the sidewalk in a really good mood, happy-go-lucky, and all of a sudden get slam dunked with something. It could be anger, it could be fear, it could be feeling depression, it could be feeling anxiety. It could get you in the gut where your tummy's turning, you feel like you're going to get sick. You might also have a really sore shoulder or sore knees. Being an empath is picking up on the energies of those around us. Now, a big part of me believes that in time, a lot of us will be a lot more empathic as we learn to step out of the boxes, step out of the self-taught, imposed beliefs that we brought up with, that, some of us being told we're crazy because we see things or we hear things. Some of us are told that we're oversensitive when we're really not. What's happening is we're picking up on the energies around us. And you add that to what we're going through already, can just throw us over the hill a little bit. And we kind of stumble and topple for a bit till we can pick ourselves up. Or sometimes we're going along fine, and then all of a sudden slam dunk where we're depressed, extreme anxiety, and sore and stiff in the body, and a lot of times not knowing where the heck it's come from. When I first got into energy work, I started to realize that I could feel things. I had a strong knowing, and that was the first thing, was to know, to have a strong knowing within to whether something's right or wrong. Then I would feel it in the solar plexus, so that's between the ribs, at the bottom of the ribs, and between the ribs above the belly button. And that would be a gut feeling, your gut feeling. Sometimes you feel queasy when you're told something, or you hear something and you go, no, this isn't right, I don't need to follow that. As an empath, we can pick up on it tenfold. And what started getting my attention was when I was doing a Reiki clinic. I was helping out with some other Reiki practitioners at a center in Calgary on 16th Avenue. And one day I went in there and we're to work on a client, and all of a sudden I could taste medicine in my mouth. I could just ooh, you can taste the medication. And I didn't take any medication at all, and it wasn't on a prescription or anything, and I could taste it in my mouth. Then I got closer to the client, and all of a sudden my body just started, the patient in the hospital, has just started pouring sweat like a detox. Like, oh my Lord, am I going to be able to do this? Doing this Reiki stuff? Is this good for me? Then what I realized after a bit, so I got through that one, and then it came up to another client where I was following protocol with other practitioner, going from the head to the feet and step by step. and following her and scared to do something different in case I did something wrong. Well, right away my knee started, no, it was my hip. It started to hurt really bad. And my hip hurt until I got to the hip in that patient. I believe it was a female. And as soon as we started working on the hip for a bit, my hip felt a lot better. So what I started to realize that my body reacts to the people that are around me, reacts to the clients and the patients. And it was a tool. And yeah, it's a bit painful at times and startling, but it was an amazing tool. Because if my hip started to hurt, I knew you're having a hard time in your hip. My knee starts to hurt. I know I'll usually figure, is it the left or right knee? And it usually corresponds to my body. So I follow my body as a tool to where to work on yours. Now, as a person, if you're not an energy worker and you're just learning about this and you want information for further use, pay attention to how your body is reacting from moment to moment, day to day, place to place. Check in. If you're going like this and then all of a sudden you crash and you go, where did this come from? And there's no warning. Who are you with? Who are you beside? What building did you walk in? What neighborhood are you walking through? What patch of trees did you come into in the forest? What animal are you around? And then you're going to start getting your answers and you're going to start connecting the dots and putting that puzzle together and saying, hey, you know what? I felt this anger when I was beside my neighbor. Even though my neighbor seemed to be in a pleasant mood, the eyes were off a little bit and the voice was a little weird. I betcha I got a funny feeling that the neighbor was really angry. Next thing you go along and you realize you picked up some sadness. Who were you beside in the line at the lineup in the grocery store? Take a look at their eyes or take a glance at them, see what's going on, and just you don't have to say anything. And if you know them, you can offer a hug. That always helps out. And strangers are usually don't do that, though once in a blue moon, if I feel comfortable, I say, hey, do you need a hug? That's sadness you could be picking up from them, or just acknowledge and say, okay, this is where it's coming from. And as a as a Reiki practitioner, I learned to work with people and the energies around me. Before I learned the practice of Reiki, I started sending healing energy out to the universe and to those around me. And it's more going into the heart, just going right into the heart center and sending lots of love and light out to whoever I'm feeling the anger coming from, or the sadness, or the anxiety. And sometimes I picked up on it and I had no idea where it's coming from. And I just sent love and light to that person or that land or that building, whatever it is. Please try to remember this for yourself, is that we should be able to go like this. And yes, it is okay where moments we crash in ourselves and our lives. We go through roller coasters. We're learning things. Don't be hard on yourself. If you find you got into a situation you're going like this and you crashed in your personal life, you go, okay, I needed to learn from this. What did I learn? I'm going to bring myself back up and I'm going to go again. I never want to see myself at the bottom of the rabbit hole. I always want to bring myself up and be at an even keel. And you can do this for yourself at any time. Now what I did ahead of time before I got this video going was I looked up a couple things. And us as empaths can pick up anxiety, we can pick up on depression, we can be lethargic, but we also have other tools. We can use energy work to help bring ourselves out of it. We can use the use of crystals. Selenite and tourmaline and smoky quartz are three of my favorite crystals. My blue calcite the other day was awesome for anxiety. I believe it was yesterday morning. I had that tucked in my skirt along with a piece of selenite, and within 15-20 minutes I was feeling tons better and at my work and doing a really good job with it. So I'm just going to give you an idea for food-wise, because we can use our foods as medicine. So in anxiety, I believe there's a lot more than this. In my book, the essentials for natural healing. I have for anxiety, I have cilantro and lavender. Now, this lavender you could also use as an essential oil. You could, if you're going through a lot of anxiety, you can rub that oil in the back of your neck, behind your ears, on your wrists, to be able to breathe it in. The oil, lavender, you can also consume in a tea. Now, I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe anything. If you look all this stuff up, you're going to find a lot of repeated information on this. And cilantro is also a really neat herb to have. I love it in my black bean dip. So those are good for anxiety. And blue calcite, remember the blue calcite, that's another magical one. Now, depression, a lot of times there's many times where people have resorted to chemicals and antidepressants. Now, I'm not a doctor, but what I have noticed over the years that the antidepressants put a mask on. They cover the effect of the depression, but it puts you into where you're numb. You really have no control over anything that's going on. You're not able to experience anything. And I truly believe we need to find out the root cause of where is our depression coming from and how we can heal it. Things to help you out that are going to, now again, I'm not a doctor, but again, it's in my book, Essentials for Natural Healing. This is done through a lot of research and cross-referencing. Um, our amino acids, L-glutamine and L-tyrosine, will help out. Omega oils, omega-3 and omega-6. So those oils are really good for our brain too. Vitamins. Our vitamin B1, B3, B5, B12, biotin, inositol, PABA, and C. They're amazing for depression. Several years ago, I was having a really hard time with depression. It was back in 96, 97, 98, in there somewhere. And I did not want to take an antidepressant. I went back to the drugstore and said, hey, help me out. Can you please help me out? So I end up getting a combination of the B vitamins, and it's B50 complex. It's also good for calming the body. It helps to replace the B vitamins in our body that are depleted because of stress or anxiety or things that are going on in our homes or at work. So the B vitamins are amazing for us. We can find our B vitamins in dairy, like cheese, goat's milk, whey, yogurt. We can find it in a lot of the essential oils. If you there's basil, bergamot, chamomile, clary sage, grapefruit, juniper berry. There's way more than that. Tangerine as a fruit, which would also be essential oil. We can find it in our herbs and legumes and meats. So there's so many options that we have. And again, if you're looking for ideas and ways to help you out, take a look at Essentials for Natural Healing. It's a little bit of an encyclopedia, a go-to book, a book that gets you started on a journey, how our vitamins and minerals can help us out. For us who are empathic, it has made a huge difference in my life. A lot of this information, this book, I put together because of my own health and well-being, and this is what I would like to share with the world. So if you get a chance, you can go to Amazon and order out my book. If you're in the Calgary area, there are several stores that carry my book. Go to spiritandsoulhealing.com. It shows the sessions that I offer, the workshops I teach. The essentials for naturalhealing.com shows where we can purchase the books. I encourage you to take a look at what you can do to help yourself out and to help yourself bring yourself on that even keel and give you that strength to stay up here so that you know when you do crash, you have the ability to come up here really quick and really fast. Again, I'm Kimberley Buckler of Spirit and Soul Healing. If you enjoyed the information you heard today, please like the YouTube video. Subscribe to my channel, which is under Kimberley Buckler, and please share the information and have a great day, and know that you are a beautiful soul within, that we, no matter who we are, We can always be in good health and well-being, and we don't need to hold on to anxiety and depression. And to be in a happy place at all times is absolutely awesome. Take good care. Hope you enjoy your weekend.